How's it going, everybody? If you're just tuning in, welcome. So this is something I want to try moving forward. It won't always be, excuse me, won't always be at the same time, but I wanted to start a video slash stream on Tuesdays. Let me know if you guys would rather just be a video, but I'm streaming today just so that I don't have to edit it and get it out late to you guys. But I want to do Taco Bell Tuesdays where I go to Taco Bell, get some food, and then I come back, right? And um, sorry, let me get rid of that. Where I come back after I get the food and then just chat and do either some like really casual gaming, like on the One Piece TCG sim, or just discussions and stuff. So today I went to Taco Bell. I got a like the classic grilled cheese burrito, chicken quesadilla, and then they had this thing called dirty sodas, which I guess is just sodas with a bunch of vanilla cream in it. So I got the Baja Blast one. Basically a Baja Blast float. It's really good. Recommend. But yeah, that's the food for today. As for what I'm getting into here, if I can just pull this up, I have got the One Piece TCG sim here. And today I wanted to mess with some stuff. So first actually is Black Crocodile. This is the deck I'm going to be taking into week 1 of OP15, right? Just because I really like this leader, and I think it's got a pretty good matchup into yellow. This one in Black Teach, I'm probably going to be testing both. But this one got a new card here. If I can plug it in. It's the new Black Nightmare Luffy. This one here. So if you have 10 or more cards in your trash, he becomes a 9k character with plus 10 cost. And then if you have 20 more cards in your trash, your leader's base becomes 7k during your opponent's turn. That's the main effect we're using it for. So this card is insane. It's one of the new cards that's going to be coming out here in a week. So I'm going to be putting 4 of those in. And then as for my ratios, we're taking out Hakuba. That one didn't really work out. And I think what I want to do is mess with my 2k ratios as well. So I'm going to drop... Oof, this is tough. So I got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've done 11. So I'm going to drop 2 Miss Golden Week. And then I'm going to look up the Baroque Works, guys. I'm going to add another Merry Christmas because I think this card is good into Lucy, which is one of the stronger decks. And I want to up my Mr. 5s, and I think Mr. 4 is fine. So I'm just going to drop down a couple Mr. 1s here because he's good, but I would rather just have Mr. 5. I think. Actually, I might just do 3, 3, and 3. Let's see. Yeah, this looks pretty good. And this, I think, will be my OP15 list. I like having more Haute Couture Patchworks as well. I think it's a really strong card. All right, so we have 4 Searchers here. We have 4 Ground Deaths, so obviously 4 more Searcher events. Then we have 10 2Ks, 4 Wednesday, 4 Merry Christmas, 2 Golden Week. And then we got our 4 Bon Clays, 3 Babes, 3 Daz Bones, and 3 Gems. 4 All Sundays, 4 Luffy's, and 4 Crocodiles. I think these are now mandatory, these 12 cards, as well as Ground Death. Another card that I considered putting in, let me make sure it does what I think it does. Okay, no, so that's only for Straw Hats. So if this one wasn't Straw Hat, I would also consider putting it in because Mill 5 is just absurd. But yeah, this is the first list that I want to have. This is the one I'm taking into week 1. So this is OP15 Croc. And then there's a new leader. Let me make sure I don't have one on here real quick. Yeah, I don't. So a deck that I really wanted to get into today, because this is like, you can consider this rogue, but this leader is really performing well right now. I mean, it just won a tournament in Japan 9-0. But I want to check out this one. Red Purple Luffy. So this leader is one that I had built like way long ago. And like this is back OPO, I think it's before OPO9. This is like OPO8 format. I had this built. Really fun effect. But it just didn't have enough support to really be great. And something that I would like to do here is try and build him in OP15. So there's obviously a lot more red and purple cards that have come out since then. So one new one, what in the world is going on there? No clue what that was. One of the things that I want to look at is this guy. I have two of these currently, like physically. 10 cost 12k Luffy, no counter for Emperor's Straw Hat Crew. When attacking Dawn -10, set him as active. This card's kind of crazy. I used to run this. I know some people did because you can go Dawn -10, right, with red purple Luffy to get an extra turn, and then the Luffy you can use your leader effect immediately after. If your field has 0 Dawn or your board has 8 or more Dawn, add a Dawn from your Dawn deck as active. So you can go Dawn -10, add 1, so you go to 1 Dawn, rest it with this guy's effects to go to 2, and then the next turn you can already be back up to 5. And you can also play out a Black Maria to get you to 10 Dawn the turn after. So it's like you didn't really lose anything except your board. But now we have this Luffy, which just restands itself. It doesn't, you don't lose your board or anything. And you just go Dawn -10. Well, you can still add a Dawn back as active, and then the next play Black Maria. Now, you're not going to be able to go all the way back up to 10, but you can get pretty close. Another thing that you can run now, though, is Sanji and Pudding, right? So if you return 2 or more Dawn, you can add 1 back as active. So with Sanji and Pudding, you can actually go back to 2 Dawn right away. And then if we run things like Kid, you can also go back to 3. So there's a couple things there. We now have the Rush Luffy, or I say now, this card's been out for a while, but EBO 3 Rush Luffy. If your leader's multicolored and your opponent has 5 or more Dawn, he gets Rush. And then when attacking, you can return 2 active Dawn to set him as active, and then add the top card of your life to your hand. In RP Luffy, right, this combo wasn't as strong, or is a little bit stronger than it is in everything except green purple, because you can actually add back one of the 2 active Dawn that you returned, right? Similar to Grape Luffy, as long as you were at 10 Dawn. Because you'll go down to 8, and then you add 1 back active to 9. So it's kind of like a slightly weaker version of Black Purple Luffy, but the difference is that you are a 3 life, 6,000 power leader instead. So it used to not be strong. I think I want to try some of these new tools out and see what we can get going here. Unfortunately, I'll grant it's not yellow, so we don't get the broken yellow support, but there is a new card that I wanted to try out in here, specifically from OP15, one of the more sought after, and it is going to be down here. This Zoro. So Zoro here says, on play, up to one of your leader gets plus 2k power to the end of your opponent's next turn. Then it also has activate main. Once per turn, if your opponent has a character with 8k power or more, this character gains rush character during this turn. Rush character is like kind of important, but the more important part is the plus 2k, because along with that Zoro, we now have the promo Roger. So this guy, if you play it and you or your opponent have 10 Dawn cards on the field, your leader gets plus 2k power until the end of your opponent's next end phase. So this stacks with anything that changes your leader's base power. So for instance, if we ran something like the Beer Luffy, which I'm not going to, but you could, right? Beer Luffy, not as good in this deck because it only gives you a plus 1k buff, but if you have that plus Goldie Roger, right, you play Roger to give you plus 2k, so you become an 8k leader, and then you swing this, you'll be a 9k. Not as strong, but a card that I do think I will be trying to make work still is this guy. So this is from Starter Deck 10, same one that this guy came from. On play and when attacking, Dawn -1, up to one of your leader gets plus 1,000 power till the start of your next turn. So this actually stacks with both this Zoro here and this Roger, which means you can be a 9k leader on your opponent's turn. And if you get multiples of these kids, you can do them multiple times to keep adding that 1k. I don't know if this card makes a list, but what I'm going to do for now is I'm just going to add the purple Straw Hat support and then see what we end up with. So cards that I think definitely can go in. I'll put one in here for now. I won't. Do we even run Zoro Juro anymore? Because he's a small character. I think there's an argument to play this card, because he's always going to ramp us, first off. But second off, with NL being around, there's a lot of little bodies and stuff like that that you want to be able to clear, okay? Right? Because he has all the little guys there. And so this guy is going to be able to help clear those, like, Satori's those, those ohms, those hollies. He's going to be able to help with that. So I want to run Zoro. And then there's another card that I think is extremely strong. I'm going to skip down a little ways here. And it's this Sanji here. So you can rest one of your opponent's 6 cost or lower characters. This can also rest the NL blockers. It can't get the what deck is that? It can't get the Lucy's, but I think that's fine. Because we're not as worried about Lucy, because Lucy's a late game deck, and we are also a late game deck. So, what I want to do instead here, a lot of these are bricks, by the way, so we're going to have a big issue with bricking. But I might add in, let's add 2 of these Luffy's for now. I think this will be a pretty strong play. Because without Red Rock, we can keep our big characters around longer. I think this Shanks, he's also red. So there's a new Shanks here. On player, when attacking your opponent, cannot activate blocker. Very strong to help us be able to surprise lethal our opponents. Right? So that card is very strong, in my opinion. It's almost like Roger. But this Shanks right here is really good, right? To give all your opponent's characters minus 1k. And then this card has Rush. This will be very strong on our leader when we pair it with things like Eustace Captain Kidd to buff our leader plus 1k. And if we can go something like one of these Shankses here into our Roger or our Zoro, that effectively makes our leader a 9k as well, right? Because our opponent's characters are all minus 1k. And then if we have a Kid on top of that, now you're looking at 10k. Pretty good. Pretty good. So I want to try... I'll put these in for now. We might have to change this. Another combo that we can run. This is not the deck list, by the way. I'm just showing you guys the options that we have available. Is if we go here, Big Mom Pirates. This got pair banned out of Blue Purple Luffy, but it's not pair banned here. The Katakuri Linlin. So Katakuri is right, a blocker that you get to set 2 of your Big Mom Pirates with a cost of 3 or more is active and add a Dawn from your Dawn deck and rest it. So it lets you re-ramp if you're going for a ton of Dawn minusing abilities, as well as Charlotte Linlin here. So 9 cost 9k on play, Dawn -1, trash 1, add a card from the top of your deck to the top of your life, and then you can place one of your opponent's characters. The cost of 6 listed top or bottom of its owner's life face up. Doesn't work into NL, unfortunately, but you do get an extra life, which when you're like a 9 or 10k leader can be pretty impactful. Obviously, they pair ban this out of Blue Purple Luffy because you could play Charlotte Linlin, or you could play Sanji into either Charlotte Linlin or Katakuri and get 2 free bodies, right? And then you also are drawing 2 cards every turn, so the trash 1 from Linlin isn't as impactful, and also you just get to heal in Blue Purple with stuff like Gum Gum Giant. Pretty crazy. We also do have Gum Gum Giant. This is going in the deck, obviously, because it didn't get banned still. So we're going to run it. Really good defensive event. And this leader, luckily, very, very good at being able to keep up a Dawn for Gum Gum Giant, because almost all of our abilities that let us go Dawn -1 get re-ramped as active with our leader. So even if we do like a 10 Dawn play here with something like Shanks, it's good to have cards like Kid, because Kid lets us go Dawn -1 so that we can then re-ramp as active with our leader afterwards. Leave that up for Gum Gum Giant. So very strong ability there. Definitely going to be considering that. But one thing I want to look at is just some of the new events that we've gotten access to and see if we have anything crazy. I want to say the NL events are good for us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look through here. Where are the NL events? Am I dumb? Are they all just 1 Dawns? I don't see them. Let's see. OP15. Okay, here we go. Maybe I just wasn't seeing them. Alright, so we got 5 new events here from NL. So we got Varye, El Thor, Lightning Beast Kiten, Lightning Dragon, and Mamaragan. So look at this one. Main, Dawn -1 if your leader's NL. So we're not going to use that one. We have El Thor, Dawn -1 if your leader's NL. Okay. NL. Dawn -1, draw a card, then up to one of your opponents rested. 6k or less will not become active. This seems pretty good. I'm not gonna lie here. Now it doesn't have counter, which is kind of trash. So maybe not. But okay, this one might be. This might be good. So Dawn -2, draw a card, then rest one of your opponent's characters with 5k power or less, and then counter up to one of your leader characters gets plus 1,000. Then if you have 6 or less Dawn on your field, draw a card. This one is like okay. It's a 1k counter, so it's never dead, and sometimes we'll get the draw. Probably not, but the Dawn -2 is really good to be able to get through our opponent's blockers. Because 5k power is a lot easier to manage than the cost, right? Because the alternative to this one would be Usohachi, which we're definitely going to run. Because we will be at High Dawn quite often, so we'll be able to rest 5 costs. Oh, if this could get 6s, that'd be so good. But that's what this Sanji here is for. I'm just going to go ahead and add the mandatory stuff. So, for Usohachis, obviously, anything in red. We could run power reducing 2Ks like Asaba Luffy, because if we do, then we could run Mamoraga to rest them. Because that one, I think, right? Hold on. -3, right? Yeah, so you could rest at 8k. That's pretty good. But, let's see. I mean, other 2Ks is just... Probably go 2 of these. In case we do our Luffy combo. Oh my goodness, where are my napkins? Hold on, chat, I'll be right back. I gotta grab a napkin. Never mind, I'm dumb. They're right here. Alright. So, we could add 2 of that Sanji just for the 10 drop. Right, as like a follow-up the next turn. I believe we can get to 3 Dawn by that next turn. And then at that point, we should have less Dawn than our opponent by a significant amount. So Sanji should be able to get blocker, play out for 3. I also think I want to run this one at about 2 to 4. Give a Straw Hat Crew character with power 6k or more unblockable. So that will let us have 2 unblockable Luffy swings if we leave Luffy on the board for a turn. Seems pretty good. Because that would be what? We could do 24 unblockable and then 12 unblockable. Or 13 unblockable. Seems okay. Hold on a minute. What's this guy? Oh, it's kind of mid. Yeah. There's a couple builds I'm thinking of. One of them is we almost run like the Grape Luffy package, but the difference is that we put red stuff in instead of green. So we have like the Luffy Taro into Sanji and Pudding. And then we just have a lot of Dawn minus effects like Rush Luffy. I don't know. Alright, Straw Hat Crew. Let's just start looking here. Red character specifically. That one seems pretty mid. Because we don't get the activate main every turn. This Luffy's like okay. It's nothing to write home about. But it's considerable because we could play it with Luffy Taro, I think, right? What do you say? Purple. Nah, so you can't even play it with Luffy Taro? Never mind. I don't know. I'm not even sold on Luffy Taro. I mean, he gives us a Dawn back, so we can get it as active. So it gives us an extra Dawn every turn. Because this deck effectively plays with 11 Dawn if you build it right. This one's okay. Minusing our opponent's character's power. But I don't think I want to go into the power, like, removal aspect. This Luffy's pretty strong, though. 10 drop 11k rush once per turn. If your opponent activates blocker, you kill any of their 8k power or less characters. Seems pretty good. Works into NL for stuff like Holly. What is this? That's hilarious. I didn't even know that was a thing. Alright. Searcher. This one seems pretty good. See, this one just doesn't feel good enough. Because there's no situation where we're ever playing this and it's, like, doing us good. This one also is just not that good. It's good in purple-black. I don't know, maybe this leader is just kind of buns. This one only grabs purple Straw Hats, so probably not because it's a brick. Maybe this one, but I feel like there's just better 2Ks. See, this is what we would run with the Luffy Taro package. Would be like this guy here, maybe this one, maybe Sanji and Puddings, and then Rush Luffy's. Ooh, yeah, no, we want this one. Probably like 3 of them at least. I'll put 4 in and we can just minus it later. Definitely some of these. Now, we could put Gear 2s in here. We don't get the activate main to ramp, but we do get the plus 3k. I don't think it's good enough, but it is a thing we could do. There's also this, which is funny. It's just on-play draw cards, so we run 46 cards in our deck if we max it out. Then you can rest it. If we have equal or less Dawn, give 1 Straw Hat Crew plus 2. See, it's just not that good because we want to be at more. We want to ramp fast. That one's also not that good. Maybe we just do a couple of Gatlings for now, and then we'll see. Alright, events that definitely do go in, though, are some of our ramp events. So, let's look at It's to Die For. There she is. These probably go in at, like, 4, maybe 3. Oh yeah, since we're going to be running a lot of events, we want a couple of these guys in there as well, just to be able to cycle through and get us to more high end. So maybe we don't focus Straw Hats as much as I want to here. Such a strong card. And then do we run God Thread? Because there's a lot of anti-removal. I don't know. It does seem kind of good. I think I'm good. I'd rather run straw or like guys that ramp me. Oh yeah, speaking of course, how could I forget my boy? And then I don't know if Kid, because Kid has 8k power, which is pretty good. The issue is we have Lucy, which can play out the blue Sabo, which plays out Fire Fist, I think it's called. Yeah. Give your leader +3, and then one of your opponent's characters -8 until the end of your opponent's next turn. Then you can trash 2 cards from your hand. If you do, keep one of your opponent's characters with 0 powerless. So this just kills our Kid on board is the issue. Which is pretty good. Let me look at something real quick. Yeah. Kid's the only one that like gives us plus. I think we do need to run Kid, but I don't want to. Huh. We'll see. We'll see. So we already have 71 cards, and I don't think we need all of these. We need early game, kind of. So we have Zoros, Benthams, and then it's to die for. So that's what's that? Several copies are up. The only thing is Zoro can die pretty easily to a lot of NL stuff, right? Minus 1k, KO at 2k or less. I don't think they play Gadatsu really anymore, though. 3k powerless. Yeah, see? So they could just swing Ohm into El Thor, which seems pretty good. Because I'm pretty sure they do play El Thor. Or they could Lightning Beast 10 into El Thor. I mean, I know it's just going to be a rough matchup anyways, but maybe that's okay. Maybe we just run more defensive events too. What is that card called? Oh, did it rotate? I bet it rotated. Hold on. It did. Okay, well that's gone. Cool. Honestly, kind of good riddance. I was sick of people playing that card against me. Alright. Oh, that's the other one. Oh, did Radbeam rotate too? It did. Oof. What do we even have now? Oh, wait, there's, card that came out in 15 I want to check out. Where is it? It's your starter decks. This one. If you have 2 or less life, up to one of your opponent's characters minus 3k. So you can't counter it if your opponent's leader, but who cares? Oh, wait, no, that's main. So main for 1 Dawn, you give minus 3, and then up to one of your leader gets plus 3k power during this battle. Seems pretty good. Probably put that in. Ooh, you know what? Maybe we do play the 10 cost Luffy and just mess with people. Because this, along with Distorted Future, if we Dawn minus and then get that Dawn back, we could actually use that Distorted Future to kill an 11k, which is kind of nuts. Like, you can kill Mihawks. You can kill their Lucy's. Hold on. Maybe there is an argument to play the Reduced Zoro. Ooh. Beckman might be good too. Or Ein. No. No, I don't think we can play Ein because it's a brick. I mean, that is just going to remove something, but... I don't think we play this either. I think we have a very simple game plan, which is just kill. I'll put a couple of these in, and then... Oh, yeah, we need Roger. Where you at? Probably only run like 2 of this, if even that. Okay, so we have 81 cards here. Let's start whittling this down. Don't think we really need a searcher. 4, 4, 3, 4. You know what's crazy, actually? Hold on. Hold on. We actually can run... Where's he at? This guy. As dumb as that sounds. Because if we go Dawn minus 2 every turn, We can always ramp him back up to 8. I don't know. Seems mid. What goes in? Maybe the Onami blockers? Where's she at? But I know you're in here. Must have passed over her. Yeah, this one. Blocker, if you have 8 or more Dawn, trash 1, draw 2. Seems mid. Maybe we just don't do big mob stuff. I think that's better if we just don't do big mob stuff. This has no counter. Alright, I think if we drop a Shanks or 2... Oh, definitely 2 Luffys. We go down 2 Luffys, 2 Shanks, easy. I kind of want to leave this in here at 4. Just because we have really easy ways to clear it. Down one of those. How many 2Ks do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8... 9, 10. Hold on. Let's look at some 2Ks real quick. I feel like I'm missing an obvious one, right? Like, there's got to be one in here that's just like, duh, why aren't you running this? I don't see any purple ones. I mean, this one's like okay if we have Shanks on the board. Actually, hold on. This works with Shanks, Roger, Luffy. This also works if our characters are buffed, so maybe I'll put 2 in just cause. So we have to. I kind of want more counter in this build. Maybe this Luffy doesn't make it. I don't know. Rush, and then it works really well into the Borsalino blockers as well. I just realized, like, very well. I kind of want to leave this in because it's just so good. Okay, maybe we go down like 1 Sanji. Down 1 Rosie. 2 of these. I want to keep these in too because they're really funny. We just need to like condense our top end, I think. So definitely 4 and 4. Those 2 are goated. I want to keep 2 Shanks. Go down 1 Roger. These Luffys are really good. Probably cut these. Because there's a lot of removal protection too. Oh wait, no, because this is the one that you can KO the Lucy blockers with. But they're just not gonna block, right? Yeah, get rid of those. Maybe go down some Zoros. Seems bad though. Because we need to get there. You know what I mean? This is good late game to cycle our counters. Do we really need Shanks is the question. I think Shanks is really good, actually. So yeah, maybe we just drop a couple Zoros. I don't think we actually need Gatlings. Because what's our brick count? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. We have a lot of bricks, actually. So I kind of want to keep the Gatlings. I want to keep the Distorted Futures, too. Just because it's really good utility. Maybe instead of Gatling, we just do Divine Departure. And we just accept the fact that we don't have ramp on the trigger, which is better. Yeah, because we don't really want to take damage anyways. Yeah. This one. Yeah, Divine Departure seems good. Yeah, -8 is effectively just removing a body. So that seems pretty good. But yeah, maybe we just don't do Kid. Kid just, I think, dies too easy. We just want guys that do something or are just huge. Okay, that looks good. And then maybe we just cut down... What do we not need here? Maybe a 2K? Sanji's too good. Yeah, maybe it's like 1 or 2 Zoros. Boom, and then I'll just drop a 2K. Okay, this looks kind of good, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I'm just going to take it in raw. Alright, boys. First Taco Bell Tuesday cook. Time to see if it does anything. Let me just check something real quick, and then we'll get into it. Let me just check something real quick. Okay. Alright, cool. So, save that. This is probably going to be buns, guys. I'm not going to lie. We'll see. Maybe being a 8K leader is just that good, but hopefully we have enough ramp, too. I might need more ramp. We'll see. Alright, let's get straight into it. Hold on. Let me turn on the music here. Actually, no. I can just turn on music over here. Alright, guys. Hopefully, like, lo-fi. And then I'll do sound balancing real quick, so this might take a second, but fright not. Alright, you see this one? Go back here. That's definitely going to be too loud. Let's go here. Alright. I'll give it a second to catch up. Who's texting me? Ah, yes. The same spam. What is that noise? Is it my mic? Alright, let me try to figure out this sound thing. Is it my mic? I think it is my mic. Alright, hold on. Let me mess with this. Try to figure out this sound thing. It is my mic. Alright, hold on. Is this working now? Yeah. Okay, let me see if I can mess with this mic real quick, guys. Alright, is this working now? The sound is. Let's see how the stream sounds. sound is. Let's see how the stream. All right, hold on. Maybe I should just try this input and then see how this sounds. All right, how's this? Oh, my video's not working. Alright, hold on guys, let me mess with this. Let me try something here. Testing. 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 Dropping a deuce. Thank you for your contribution. Trying to sort out an issue with my sound right now, so I don't know why my mic is making this fuzzy noise. I'm gonna try to stop streaming and then restart again real quick, so just give me a second. I don't know what the issue here is. Nope, nope, it's back. I do not know why this is giving me bad feedback. Is this bad connection, maybe? Nope, it's back. Turn down the gain. Sorry, this is really annoying, guys. I might just stop the stream real quick and then restart it. I know why this is giving me bad feedback. Is this bad connection, maybe? Nope, it's back. Turn down the gain. Sorry, this is really annoying, guys. I might just stop the stream real quick and then restart it. Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna go offline for a second and do some troubleshooting. So